Dorothy had lived in the same small house for 43 years. The wallpaper had faded. The furniture had worn thin, but everything was paid for. And that brought her peace. When her husband Raymond passed 5 years ago, things got harder. Her pension covered the basics. Barely. Marcus knew this. Every Friday evening, he and Vanessa came for dinner. Dorothy cooked. They ate together. It was their tradition. She never asked them for money. Pride wouldn't allow it, but Marcus saw the struggle. He saw his mother choosing between medicine and groceries. He saw her wearing the same 3 dresses, mended carefully at the seams. One Tuesday afternoon, Marcus sat in his home office, looking at numbers. His mother's savings were gone. Her pension wasn't enough. Something had to change. He took a breath and walked to the kitchen where Vanessa was scrolling through her phone. "I've been thinking," Marcus said quietly. "M.O.M. needs help." Vanessa didn't look up. "M.M. I want to set up an automatic transfer. My paycheck goes into her account first. She takes what she needs. The rest comes to us." Now Vanessa looked up. Her eyes narrowed. "You want to give your mother access to your paycheck?" "She's struggling, Vanessa. We have enough. We have enough because I work too. Because I manage our money." Marcus's voice stayed calm. "She raised me. She sacrificed everything. It's my turn." Vanessa stood abruptly. "If you do this, you're a fool." But Marcus had made his decision. "From now on, your paycheck goes into my account. You don't need anything anyway," he said gently to his mother the next day. "Just take what you need. Please." Dorothy's eyes filled with tears. She hugged her son tight. "You're a blessing, Marcus." A true blessing. That Friday, Marcus and Vanessa came for dinner as always. Dorothy had made pot roast, Marcus's favorite. The house smelled of herbs and warmth. Marcus smiled at his mother across the table. Vanessa smiled too, but it didn't reach her eyes. Dorothy noticed. She'd been a mother long enough to read faces, but she said nothing. She served the food with grateful hands. The following week, Dorothy checked her account. Money had arrived. Enough to buy groceries without fear. Enough to refill her prescriptions. Enough to breathe. She wept quietly in her kitchen, thanking God for her son. Vanessa, meanwhile, was seething. At home, she paced the bedroom. "He's giving her money while I work 50-hour weeks, while I close deals and bring in commissions." She made a decision that night. On Wednesday, Vanessa drove to Dorothy's house while Marcus was at work. She knocked firmly. Dorothy opened the door, surprised. "Vanessa, is everything all right? We need to talk." Vanessa walked inside without invitation. "This arrangement with Marcus's paycheck, it can't continue." Dorothy's smile faded. "I don't understand. He's my husband. That's our money. You're taking advantage of his guilt." Dorothy stepped back as if slapped. "I never asked him for anything." "But you took it, didn't you?" Vanessa's voice was ice. "You took it knowing it would cause problems between us." "Vanessa, please no. You need to tell Marcus you don't need his money anymore. You'll figure it out. You always have." Dorothy's hands trembled. I'll talk to him." "Good." Vanessa turned to leave, then paused. "And don't mention I came here. It'll only upset him." After Vanessa left, Dorothy sat in her one armchair and cried. Not because of the money, but because of the cruelty, the coldness, the way Vanessa had looked at her, like she was worthless. That evening, Dorothy called Marcus. "Sweetheart, about the money arrangement. I think maybe we should stop." "What? M.O.M. Why?" I don't want to cause problems between you and Vanessa." Marcus was silent for a long moment. "Did Vanessa say something to you?" No. I just think M.O.M. His voice was firm now. "Did she come to see you?" Dorothy couldn't lie to her son. "She's concerned, Marcus, about your marriage." "Maybe she's right." Marcus felt anger rise in his chest. An unfamiliar feeling. "I'll handle this. The arrangement stays." "I love you, M.O.M." That night, Marcus confronted Vanessa. "You went to my mother's house." She needed to understand. She's 74 years old, Vanessa. She's alone. She's struggling. And you went there to intimidate her. "I didn't intimidate anyone. I just explained reality. The reality is that she's my mother, and I will take care of her. With or without your approval." Vanessa's face flushed red. "Then maybe you should move in with her." "Maybe I should." The words hung in the air. Vanessa grabbed her purse and left. She didn't come home that night. Dorothy heard nothing of this fight. Marcus didn't want to worry her. Friday came, and as always, he arrived at his mother's door for dinner. But this time, he came alone. "Where's Vanessa?" Dorothy asked, immediately concerned. "She's not feeling well." Marcus lied softly. "Just you and me tonight, M.O.M." Dorothy made his favorite meal. They ate slowly, talking about small things. The weather, the neighbors, a show on television. But Dorothy could see the sadness in her son's eyes. Are you all right, sweetheart? Marcus put down his fork. He couldn't lie to her. Vanessa and I are having problems because of the money. Because of a lot of things. But yes. Partly. Dorothy reached across the table and took his hand. Marcus, I love you. But I don't want to be the reason your marriage falls apart. You're not the reason, Emo. You're just the excuse. Over the next 3 weeks, things deteriorated. Vanessa moved into the guest bedroom. She stopped speaking to Marcus. Unless necessary. She stopped coming to Friday dinners entirely. Marcus continued the arrangement with his mother. He would not be moved. Then one Thursday evening, Vanessa came home late. Very late. Marcus was still awake, reading in the living room. Where were you? He asked quietly. Out. I called you 4 times. My phone died. Marcus stood up. He walked closer to her. He could smell cologne. Not his cologne, Vanessa. Where were you? She met his eyes with defiance. Does it matter? You're married to your mother anyway. The truth landed between them like a stone in still water. I see, Marcus said softly. Vanessa's expression flickered. Perhaps she expected anger, shouting. But Marcus just looked tired. I'll sleep at Mom's tonight. Marcus, but he was already packing a bag. At Dorothy's house, Marcus stood on the porch in the dark. He knocked softly. When his mother opened the door and saw his face, she knew immediately. Oh, sweetheart. Come in. She made tea. They sat at the kitchen table, and Marcus told her everything. The fights, the coldness, the suspicions that had been growing. And tonight, the proof. Dorothy held her son while he cried, just like when he was a boy, just like when his father died, just like always. You did nothing wrong, she whispered. You have a good heart. The right woman will cherish that. Marcus stayed in his childhood bedroom that night. In the morning, Dorothy made pancakes. They ate in comfortable silence. What will you do? She asked finally. Talk to a lawyer, I suppose. Start the process. Dorothy nodded. And the money arrangement? Marcus looked at his mother, really looked at her. At the woman who'd worked 2 jobs to raise him, who'd sacrificed everything, who'd loved him unconditionally, that stays him forever, no matter what. She squeezed his hand. Over the following months, Marcus moved through his divorce with quiet dignity. Vanessa fought for half of everything. She got it. Marcus didn't care anymore. He kept his Friday dinners with his mother. He kept an automatic transfer to her account. And slowly, he began to heal. One Friday evening, about a year later, Dorothy had a surprise visitor an hour before Marcus was due to arrive. When she opened the door, Vanessa stood there. She looked different, thinner, tired, older. Dorothy. Vanessa's voice cracked. I need to talk to you. Dorothy considered closing the door, but something in Vanessa's face stopped her. Come in. They sat in the living room. Vanessa twisted her hands in her lap. I came to apologize. Dorothy waited. I was cruel to you. I was selfish. And I destroyed my marriage because I couldn't see past money and pride. Tears rolled down Vanessa's face. Marcus was the best thing that ever happened to me, and I threw it away. Dorothy felt no satisfaction in seeing her former daughter-in-law broken. Only sadness. Why did you come here, Vanessa? Because I need you to know. You raised an extraordinary man, and I was too foolish to treasure him. Dorothy handed her a tissue. We all make mistakes. Not like this. Vanessa wiped her eyes. The man I left Marcus for. He left me 3 months later, and now I'm alone. And I understand what you must have felt. Being alone, needing help, being vulnerable. Dorothy's voice was gentle. Then you've learned something valuable. Too late. It's never too late to become a better person, Vanessa. Just maybe too late for some relationships. Vanessa nodded, crying quietly. Thank you for listening. I'll go now. Would you like to stay for dinner? Marcus will be here soon. Vanessa looked shocked. I couldn't. Life is short, Vanessa. And I don't believe in holding grudges. You were welcome at my table. When Marcus arrived, he froze in the doorway seeing Vanessa. But his mother's calm smile reassured him. She came to make amends, Dorothy said simply. I invited her to stay. The dinner was awkward at first, but Dorothy's gentle conversation eased the tension. She asked about Vanessa's work, shared stories, made everyone feel human again as they were leaving. Vanessa turned to Marcus. I'm sorry for everything. You deserved so much better. Marcus nodded. I hope you find peace, Vanessa. I really do. She left quietly. Dorothy put her arm around her son. You handled that with grace. I learned from the best. Marcus smiled. Years passed. Marcus eventually met someone new. A kind woman named Grace who loved him for exactly who he was. who thought his devotion to his mother was beautiful. Dorothy danced at their wedding, and every Friday, without fail, 3 people gathered around Dorothy's table: Marcus, Grace, and Dorothy, sharing food, sharing love, sharing life, because in the end, that's what mattered. Not money, not pride, not revenge, just love, just family, just the quiet blessing of breaking bread with people who truly see you. And Dorothy, with her silver curls and warm brown eyes, would smile at her son and his new wife, and thank God for every single day, because kindness, she'd learned long ago, was its own reward. And family, true family, was